Good morning and welcome to the SRJC graduation ceremony. For your convenience, an information table is located on the patio in front of Pioneer Hall. A first aid station and water station can also be found near the southeast entrance of Bertolini Student Center. At the conclusion of the ceremony, it is very important for guests to remain seated and keep all walkways clear until all the graduates have left the graduation site. Please do not block the walkways. Buenos días y bienvenidos a la ceremonia de graduación del Colegio SRJC. Para su conveniencia, una mesa de información se encuentra en el patio frente al edificio Pioneer. También encontrará una estación de primeros auxilios y una estación de agua cerca de la entrada sureste del edificio Bertolini. Al final de la ceremonia es muy importante que los invitados permanezcan sentados y mantengan todos los pasillos despejados hasta que todos los graduados hayan salido del sitio de graduación. Por favor, no bloqueen los pasillos.
What's up, guys?
How you doing? Super sharp.
20 power. Peaks cool? Yeah. School's out. Out.
Good morning and welcome to the SRJC graduation ceremony. For your convenience, an information table is located on the patio in front of Pioneer Hall. A first aid station and water station can also be found near the southeast entrance of Bertolini Student Center. At the conclusion of the ceremony, it is very important for guests to remain seated and keep all walkways clear until all the graduates have left the graduation site. Please do not block the walkways. Buenos días y bienvenidos a la ceremonia de graduación del Colegio SRJC. Para su conveniencia, una mesa de información se encuentra en el patio frente al edificio Pioneer. También encontrará una estación de primeros auxilios y una estación de agua cerca de la entrada sureste del edificio Bertolini. Al final de la ceremonia es muy importante que los invitados permanezcan sentados y mantengan todos los pasillos despejados hasta que todos los graduados hayan salido del sitio de graduación. Por favor, no bloqueen los pasillos.
Good morning, friends and families and honored guests. Are you ready for a fantastic celebration? Yeah, great. That's awesome. So I have a few things I need to tell you about before we begin. First, there's a digital version of the graduation program that can be accessed by going to santarosa.edu/graduation. That's santarosa.edu/graduation. Next is you can see a live stream of the ceremony at live.santarosa.edu or visit our social media pages on YouTube or Facebook. Okay, now this part is really important. Are y'all with me? At the end of the ceremony, please remain seated. Do not block the main aisle here or the area behind the seating there, so that our graduates can participate in the traditional recessional march, which will mark the conclusion of the ceremony. Due to limited space, please stay where you are and let your graduate come and find you. All right, we're just about ready to begin the processional for the SRJC 2018 graduation ceremony. Will begin in about 5 minutes. Please clear the aisles. Make sure the area in the back there is clear. That's where they're going to come in. So take your seats now so we may begin on time. Thank you and enjoy your day. Oh, one more thing, really important. Restroom locations. So we have restrooms in Garcia Hall, Annalee Hall, Doyle Library, Bertolini Student Center, which is accessed around Pioneer Hall, and also in Forsyth Hall, which is around Burbank by the construction. Okay, thank you.
Good morning and welcome to the SRJC graduation ceremony. For your convenience, an information table is located on the patio in front of Pioneer Hall. A first aid station and water station can also be found near the southeast entrance of Bertolini Student.
Let's give a warm round of applause for the faculty of Santa Rosa Junior College. Let's welcome them in. The faculty and administration of SRJC. Let's welcome the faculty and administration of Santa Rosa Junior College as they enter the commencement. Faculty and administration of Santa Rosa Junior College. Let's welcome them as they enter. And now, entering the class of 2018. Led by our Dean of Student Affairs, Robert Ethington, and our Dean of Student Services at Petaluma, Matthew Long. Let's greet our students. Class of 2018 entering the lawn. of 2018 on our 100th anniversary. The class of 2018 at SRJC. Let's welcome the class of 2018 as they enter Annalee Lawn. The class of 2018. Let's welcome the class of 2018 on our 100th anniversary at SRJC. Still coming in, the class of 2018. Give them a warm welcome as they enter Annalee Lawn. Hey, how are you? They're still coming in, the class of 2018 at SRJC. Let's welcome them in. Class of 2018, let's give them a big round of applause as they enter. You did it. Class of 2018 as they enter Annalee Lawn. Welcome the class of 2018 as they enter Annalee Lawn. All right. But there's chairs there. Oh, yeah. Yep. There you go. Robert's got this. Robert. It's a full house tonight. Full house today. Class of 2018. Let's get them seated. Let's get the show going. The last students have to sit in the front. You like that? All right. Let's get these students seated. All right. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the national anthem sung by soloist Linnea Hill. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Before Linnea sings the national anthem, and in honor of the upcoming Memorial Day, I would like to ask for a moment of silence to remember and honor our military men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice while serving our country. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wheeled at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow. That was wonderful. One more time for Linnea Hill, one of our students. Please be seated. Wow. Play ball. Good morning, graduates and honored guests. My name is Frank Chong, and I have the honor and privilege to serve as the president of Santa Rosa Junior College. Welcome to the 99th all-college graduation. Let me begin by introducing to you my colleagues on the stage, and please hold your applause until I've introduced them all. First, the members of our Board of Trustees. Board Member President Maggie Fishman. Board Vice President Jordan Burns. Board Clerk Dorothy Battenfeld. Board Member Don Edgar. Board Member Mariana Martinez. Board Member Terry Lindley. And of course, our Student Trustee Robert Martinez. Let's give them a big round of applause. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Gay LeBaron, who is the class of 1955. Next, I would like to introduce Karen Furukawa, Vice President of Human Resources, Pedro Avila, Vice President of Student Services, Jane Saldana Talley, Vice President of Petaluma Campus, Eric Thompson, President of the Academic Senate, Kathy Mathis, Classified Senate President, and Eveline Navarro, President of the Associated Students. Let's give them a big round of applause, our platform party. I would, of course, like to recognize our two sign language interpreters, Adrima and Paula DiMoro. Members of the Board of Trustees, yay, distinguished members of the faculty, staff, and most importantly, the class of 2018, it is indeed a pleasure to preside over today's graduation ceremony. On this magnificent day during our 100th anniversary, on these majestic and pristine grounds, surrounded by a circle of love and protection from the shade of these spiritual oak trees, how fortunate are we to be part of a community, a state, a country that values education, that values access, that supports persistence, and most of all, recognizes completion. But I cannot go on further without referencing the firestorms that hit Sonoma County in October of 2017, which affected every one of us in some way at SRJC. Santa Rosa Junior College was closed for a historic 2 full weeks, and I could not be more proud of the immediate outpouring of support for our faculty, students, classified managers who lost their homes. Over 1,000 students were displaced, and 61 of our employees, faculty, staff, and administrators lost their homes, and 25 retirees lost their homes. Our foundation raised over $600,000 in the first month to provide cash assistance right away to those in need. Our students collected food and clothing donations. Our nursing faculty and nursing students volunteered to take shifts at local shelters. Our culinary staff and students served thousands of free meals to emergency responders. And as we recovered, our faculty and our staff worked together with you students to get caught up so you can complete your fall semester, many meeting on evenings and weekends on their own time. Our SRJC Public Safety Department and staff and students were among the first to go into the fires to save lives. Sonoma County's history changed forever after the fires, but I believe our community showed its strength as we rose from the ashes. And these are just a small sample of random acts of kindness that I witnessed through this tragedy. Let's give each other a round of applause for getting through some of the tough times and landing here today at SRJC at our 100th anniversary. We have a lot to be grateful for. And all of you sitting before me had to focus on your studies amidst this turmoil. You are to be commended for your persistence, and you made it, but you didn't get there alone. Our guests today include families and friends. They are here to witness in this wonderful celebration of accomplishment, and at least a bit of their accomplishment is theirs. They helped you get to this moment today. Let's give them a round of applause and recognition. To our families. And let's recognize the over 3,000 employees, our faculty, staff, and administrators. They played an integral role in you reaching your goal today, too. Let's give them a round of applause. Today, we celebrate the awarding of more than 2,370 associate's degrees to 1,725 graduates. The reason the procession took so long, this is the largest graduating class in the history of SRJC. The youngest graduate is 17 years old, and the oldest is 72. This year's graduating class had 16 students, international students from throughout the world, including the Bahamas, Chile, China, Cote d'Ivoire, Hong Kong, Japan, Malaysia, Philippines, and Vietnam. And some of today's graduates either work at the JC or have relatives who work at the college. And let's acknowledge these graduates, and please hold your applause. Lucella Estrella Garcia Navarrete, daughter of Luz Navarrete. Sutter Laird, son of Donald Laird, who's flying the drone today. Joseph Thomas Owens III, son of Joseph Owen. Emily Hernandez, daughter of Rose Hernandez. Magalina Mendez, sister of Jessica Zambrano. Kevin Toucher, husband of Karen Frendel Toucher. Wyatt Belden, son of Ann Belden. Jasmine Chappelle, niece of Ann Belden. Caitlin Weatherly, daughter-in-law of Debbie Weatherly. Let's give them a round of applause. Now I would like to share with you some student success stories that we gather every year. Demi Moore. Demi came to SRJC 4 years ago as a former foster youth who was drawn to the Bear Cubs Scholars Program, which helps foster youth pursue education. She said that this program changed her life, showing her that there were other students like her at SRJC, and she was not alone. Foster youth often face unique challenges to getting a degree, whether they age out of the system or are adopted at a young age. Only 2% of foster youth ever go on to achieve a college degree, but she beat the odds. She says that in conjunction with the support of many amazing faculty members and staff, including Nick Lawrence, this program helped her and many others beat the statistics and obtain a college degree. Demi will be transferring to Chico State this fall to study psychology. Please join me in congratulating Demi Moore. Demi, could you please stand up and be recognized? Wonderful young lady. I had a chance to meet her. She's going to go far. Marie Young. Marie is a student that has a rare form of albinism, a genetic condition characterized by lack of melanin, pigment in hair, skin, and eyes. In addition to making her very sensitive to sunlight, this condition also made Marie legally blind. Marie says that her high school career was plagued by bullying, which made her consider dropping out of school on more than one occasion. But she did graduate in 2015 and came to SRJC the same year to become the first in her family to attend college. At the JC, Marie discovered a passion for both child development and botany. She says, with the support of the DRD department, particularly that of Deborah Izarski, made the transition to college much more comfortable and made her feel more welcome. Debbie put together workshops for blind and visually impaired students, which helped make Marie learn where her classes would be, show her applications she could use to provide additional accessibility, and taught her how to change computer settings to support her visibility restrictions. Marie will be transferring to Humboldt State University in the fall, and she plans to be a conservation scientist. Congratulations, Marie. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. And finally, Joyce Welkis and Linda Merlick. Joyce and Linda have been friends for more than 33 years, and in that time they did everything together, raising kids, working full-time jobs, going to school, and most recently, coming down with life-threatening illnesses. Joyce was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and Linda had to undergo emergency open-heart surgery. After facing the most difficult challenges in their lives, both women decided they could finally attempt to overcome yet another hurdle neither had yet overcome, obtaining their degrees. So Linda and Joyce met an SRJC counselor, made a plan to graduate, which they are doing today with degrees in social and behavioral sciences. But they aren't stopping there. Linda hopes to continue her work towards a bachelor's degree at Dominican University, and Joyce wants to pursue a bachelor's at Sonoma State. These two best friends are shining examples of perseverance, determination that characterizes all of you as SRJC students. Please join me in congratulating Joyce and Linda. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. The opportunities are enormous. The world is changing, and you must be prepared to lead. Be prepared to lead America in healthcare so we can find a cure for cancer and alleviate the pain it causes all who are affected. Be prepared to lead America in public policy so we can find a solution to horrific school shootings that have become far too routine. Be prepared to lead America in foreign policy and diplomacy so we can create a safer and more just world. Be prepared to lead American housing so we can find humane solutions for the poor and disenfranchised. Be prepared to lead yourselves to financial independence so your parents can enjoy life again. There is so much more I would like to share with you, but I will follow the advice of our great American President, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, whose approach to speeches was, be brilliant, be brief, and be seated. You are taking a place in the world that faces unprecedented economic, environmental, and technological challenges, global issues that call out for new solutions and new ideas. You are leaving SRJC at a unique moment in history. Change is constant. The world as we see today is not the world we will see tomorrow because of you. I want to leave you with these inspiring words of hope by Barbara Kingsolver. The very least you can do in your life is figure out what to hope for. And the most you can do is live inside that hope. Not to admire it from a distance, but to live right in it, under its roof. What I want is so simple, I almost can't say it. Elemental kindness, enough to eat, enough to go around. The possibility that kids one day grow up to be neither the destroyers nor the destroyed. That's about it. Right now I'm living in that hope and running down its hallways and touching the walls on both sides. The faculty, the staff, and administrators of Santa Rosa Junior College have given you the tools to become the leaders of tomorrow. We challenge you to take this responsibility for the world around you. And the world is crying out for new ideas, new energy, and new approaches to old problems. We know you can do this. We know you will answer the call and meet the challenges for your generation. That is my hope for you and the best hope for the world. Congratulations, the class of 2013. Thank you. Eighteen. They take half a point off for my speech by Hal Sanford. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you the student speaker, Colin Hargrove. Colin's graduating with an associate's degree in nursing and was recently hired as an emergency room nurse. He will be transferring to Sonoma State with a goal of pursuing a degree in philosophy. The title of his speech today is Love and Learning. Please join me in welcoming Colin. Thank you. Good luck, Colin. You'll be great.
Dr. Chong, Santa Rosa Junior College trustees, members of the faculty, staff, family, and friends, those who cannot be with us today, and of course, my fellow graduates. As I sat down to write this speech, I realized that the most challenging part of college still awaited me. How does one capture and articulate the experiences and emotions of 1,725 classmates and the century of influence that this junior college has had on a community in less than 5 minutes? In this moment of realization, I lost myself amongst the great oaks that tower over us, whose living presence has shared every moment with the history of this great campus. I dreamt of a future where the environment is at peace, where bipartisanship is genuine, where the words American and immigrant are synonyms, and where the common threads that unite all religions are truly the ties that bind. And finally, with ease, my anxiety descended into the heart rate that stands behind this podium today, slightly elevated. I'm not going to try to explain what it took for us all to be sitting in front of you today. I'm not going to try to describe the determination, resilience, vulnerability, and endurance that is required to navigate an associate's degree. By the way, one of the most admirable of all degrees, as it is truly the intersection of life and academia. I'm not going to try to put into words how our time here has literally changed us forever, even though it has. I won't have to explain any of this because most of you are supporters, and you know who you are, and we know who you are, shared in this experience with us as you stood by in support. You encouraged us when we wanted to give up, and you never stopped believing that we could pull it off, even though at times we did. Thank you for loving and believing in us. Without you, for most of us, none of this would be happening today. For these past years at SRJC, we have been in a constant state of learning. As we dove into our academics, we began to learn much more than just the fundamentals of our chosen disciplines. We began to learn about ourselves. We learned to find comfort in the uncomfortable because this is the place where we write better drafts of ourselves. Learning has no end. As long as we are living, we are learning. And as long as we are learning, we are truly living. We learned here that failure isn't a character flaw, but rather an opportunity for growth. Because falling down is inevitable, but getting up is transcendent. In this secure harbor that is Santa Rosa Junior College, we have safely learned how to learn. We learned about presence and the magic that is possible when we're fully available to the moment that surrounds us, not only with ourselves, but with our classmates and our professors as well. It is this magic that eclipses the self and exposes the heart, teaching us ultimately about love. As we learn to open our minds to new information, experiences, and perspectives, we discovered and explored our ability to open our hearts. Although this feeling at times can be mysterious, uncomfortable, and difficult to put into words, many of those graduating today know what I'm speaking of. Like the class that inspired you to learn, not because you had to, but because you wanted to, and the liberation felt during that pursuit. Or the professor that found a way to breathe life into your own motivation, passion, and creativity. Or the discovery of our ability to connect with others, and the fulfillment that we find when we simply leave people and situations better than we found them. Recently, our community experienced loss on an epic scale as Sonoma, Napa, and Mendocino counties were devastated by wildland fires. When there is darkness, we search for light. In the days, weeks, and months that followed, these communities, although disoriented from shock, came together. Signs everywhere appeared like a mantra. The love in the air is thicker than the smoke. We experienced this altruistic love on this campus as so many reached out to those in need. Altruism seeks no recognition, is contagious, and can move mountains. We experienced this during and after the fires. We have seen this altruistic love here at Santa Rosa Junior College for 100 years. So many of our experiences here at Santa Rosa Junior College have inspired our hearts to surrender to a more wakeful state, leading to the reconditioning of the soul, allowing a more authentic relationship with ourselves and the world that surrounds us. As we traverse through the chapters of our life, we discover that the most valuable of all things is not just love itself, but the lessons that love requires of us. As we go forward from this day, we will honor these lessons of love and learning that we've been exposed to here at Santa Rosa Junior College, realizing that these are seeds that have been planted in our hearts, and it is our life's journey to grow and nurture these seeds into the great oaks of our existence, so that one day we may spread this wisdom to the world that surrounds us. Thank you, Santa Rosa Junior College, for a safe place, a harbor of sorts, to prepare ourselves as we venture onto the oceans of life. The journey in front of us now is not one of destination, but of experience. In the words of 20th century philosopher Joseph Campbell, life is not a problem to be solved, but a mystery to be lived. Congratulations, Santa Rosa Junior College class of 2018.
You got it right.
Namaste.
Colin got it right. Great job. Thank you, Colin. I now would like to introduce the SRJC Choir, conducted by Jody Beneke, to entertain us. Thank you. Jody Beneke. Let's give them a big round of applause for their wonderful, magnificent presentation. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Commencement speeches can be tricky. Gary Trudeau once observed that commencement speeches were created to ensure the graduates would not be released into the world without being properly sedated. But Gary didn't hear our next speaker. I guarantee you she will inform and inspire you. Gay LeBaron is a graduate of SRJC, class of 1955. Her husband, John LeBaron, was a distinguished faculty member in the art and photography department for many years. Gay is, in my opinion, a national and local treasure to Sonoma County. It's now my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce you to our commencement speaker on our 100th anniversary. I can't think of anybody better to do that. Please join me in a warm welcome for Gay LeBaron.
Well, needless to say, it's an honor to be invited to join you on this very special morning for all of us. I want you to know that I don't intend to make one of those go forth and conquer commencement speeches, because that's really not my style. Nor am I going to make wild predictions about what wonders are in your future, because I don't have a clue. I'm no futurist. What I do for a living is remember the past, which is why I suspect I've been called to the podium on this college's 100th anniversary year. This institution began in 1918, before the end of World War I, and was quickly marked for failure by its first dean. He left after 1 year, announcing that the college would never be anything more, and I quote, than a bump on the top side of the high school. And while it's true that the first campus was the top floor of Santa Rosa High School, it quickly became clear that the JC was the best thing to happen to Sonoma County since the railroad arrived. The Golden Gate Bridge, remember, was still 20 years away. The new college was the pride of the community. One of the first things I was told when I went to work for the Press-Democrat was that there were 3 so-called sacred cows to keep in mind: the then new Memorial Hospital, the Exchange Bank, and the Junior College. It hasn't been quite 100 years since I graduated under these signature oaks, just 63 commencements ago, which gives me pause. This real campus was about 20 years old, built in the Depression years in a meadow filled with oaks and wildflowers that was supposed to become a park honoring Santa Rosa's most famous resident, the plant wizard, Luther Burbank, who had died in 1926. But the stock market crash of '29 took away any park development hope that the city fathers had. There was no such thing as a city mother in those days. And the new college, with increases in enrollment that spilled out of the high school space, was able to take possession of the land for a home of its own. It's understatement to say that much has changed about SRJC since I sat where you're sitting, under these beautiful oaks. The beautiful Petaluma campus being central to many stars in the school's crown, among others. I have been privileged to watch this evolution up close, not only as a wife of a faculty member and the mother of a graduate, but as a dedicated alumna and sometime instructor. I don't have nearly enough time to tell you how much Santa Rosa Junior College has patterned my life. From the English teacher who told me I might be a writer, and the journalism instructor who actually took me to the newspaper office and told the editor, you should hire her for your summer job. When you are lucky enough to live long, it is inevitable that you bear witness to great and not so great change. You'll see that for yourselves if you haven't already to some degree. What the college offers and how it is regarded will change dramatically in your lifetimes, because that's what colleges do. They adapt to the community they serve, to the population increases, and when that happens, so does the enrollment. Growth slows, so does the enrollment. The politics take quantum leaps to the left and right, the environment alters, think wildfires. There are wars, economic peaks and valleys, homelessness and hunger, all the things that change a nation and the world. And change is, as has been said, always a trade-off, you know. We gain some and we lose some. SRJC has seen the effects of a military draft, of crowds of returning veterans, wives and mothers going back to school, new industries that require the addition of technical classes, the accommodation of special needs students, and an awareness, perhaps overdue, of the ethnic and economic diversity of the population. Your procession this morning looked very different than the one I was in. Most of us were still teenagers, supplemented by a contingent of returning Korean War veterans, and so few old folks, meaning over 40, that most of us can still tell you their names. And we all looked very much alike. The 1955 procession was led by the school's first president, Floyd Bailey, for his next to last time. Now, it's no secret that I love to tell Mr. Bailey stories. I have written them down and I have repeated them for, these 60 years. Floyd Bailey was the father of this institution, the first president, the man who led the way. He took the school out of the high school building onto its own campus and quite literally created this place. And the decisions he made in the 1920s and doggedly pursued resulted in the institution that we now honor in its century year. Trained as an engineer, he spent long hours when this was bare land, pacing off the distances between the sites of the first buildings, making sure that the placements of Pioneer and Annalee Hall, and most important, Burbank Auditorium, were perfect. You see, when Mr. Bailey and the trustees negotiated the purchase of the memorial site for Burbank, it was agreed and promised to Burbank's widow that the front would always remain a park, and the building closest to Mendocino Avenue, which was then Highway 101, the main route between San Francisco and Portland, would be named for Burbank. He had to be certain, Bailey had to be certain that the Burbank Auditorium was closest and that the others would sit just right among the oaks. In fact, he walked the area so much that his wife asked him to please wait until dark because people were beginning to think he was a little crazy. He wasn't crazy at all. He was just determined to get it right, and both promises have been kept. But the Bailey story you should keep in mind is about his pathways. When the first buildings were in place and the grounds crew was getting ready to lay bricks for the walks between them, he stopped the workmen. They were not, he said, to do anything about permanent walkways until the students had worn paths between the buildings, because, he said, that's the way they're going to walk anyway. Mr. Bailey's pathways can be taken as a kind of metaphor for, I don't know, maybe for our lives. The pathways you see here are not exactly the same ones the first student carved across the lawn because there were more buildings, some different buildings. There was one right here. Buildings in new places, and the paths will undoubtedly change again, just as our lives will change in ways that we cannot possibly foresee. You have just completed an important path, and you're about to set foot on another. In an earlier world, we would have said Godspeed. Today we say what? Watch your step. You're going to live longer and see way more changes, have many more options than Mr. Bailey could ever imagine. His world was not a settled world either. War, economic failure, political unrest, and of course, the challenge of getting a college started in the face of all these roadblocks. There are still roadblocks at every turn, of course, things Mr. Bailey never faced. New education patterns, new demands, new ways of funding that have created more state and federal control, and hence a whole lot more bureaucracy. Our leaders are in the same place as Mr. Bailey was, literally and figuratively, waiting to see where the new paths should go. Your chances of living to be 100 are better than they've ever been, unless we want to talk in Old Testament terms. And the world, the country, the towns, this college will change so much more than it already has, that the future is scarcely discernible, let alone predictable. Your paths will be causeways and freeways. There will still be the one-way streets and the cul-de-sacs and the side roads and the side signs that read detour and no U-turn or no exit. Be very wary of dead ends. On the other hand, don't turn back too soon, and don't be too quick to judge a path by the first few miles. Keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road, yes, even if your car drives itself. And that's the extent of my advice. No, wait, there's more. I would not be true to my own rules of the road if I didn't exhort you to learn the lessons of history, to be careful about judging the past by the present, because the pathways, remember, have been chosen by trial and error. And one last thing, don't do as we did. Don't even do as we say. Our vast wisdom has not exactly saved the world. So you'll have to learn from our wrong turns and find your own way there. You see how unpredictable things can be. I just said what I promised I wouldn't say. Go out there and save the world. Thank you for listening.
Oh, fabulous. The faculty are giving you a standing ovation. Thank you, Gabe. That was awesome. Thank you.
Wow. Hi, I'm Maggie Fishman. I'm president of the Board of Trustees. Thank you. Thank you. I was a little worried after the student speaker, and then I was a little worried after the music, and now I was a little worried after Kayla Barron's speech, but you know, here we go, okay? I'm really happy to be here. This is a special graduation. Well, not the 100th graduation, it is the 100th anniversary of SRJC. And your diploma will represent not only a milestone in your life, but the college too. It's gonna say 2018. And I think that's very special. So 2017, 2018 has been an extraordinary year for both positive and negative reasons. Historic fires have devastated our community, and we, all of us, have responded. School campus violence has ignited a nationwide student movement. Threats to immigrant communities have mobilized students and institutions around the country. The Me Too movement has turned the lights on endemic sexual abuse and discrimination, and many of you have embraced the movement. The Measure H Bond Act is funding the renovation of not only Burbank, but many locations around many of our sites, and has created its own little bit of chaos, whether it's parking, and you have navigated that. And of course, we celebrate SRJC's 100th anniversary. And that's only a partial list, right? But today is about you. And I'm okay with it being about you. Yes, your family helped you, the faculty helped you, but you know, you get the majority of it today, and there are not many days in your life where you get to have it be about you. Each of you took a different journey to get here today. I know that many, if not all of you, were affected by the turmoil of the last year. Well, I do not know all of you personally. I have heard many of your stories, and I was pleased that Dr. Chong referenced many of the stories. Stories that demonstrate an amazing amount of personal resolve to keep going, to finish school, and to graduate. That determination, that drive, will serve you well in your future endeavors, whether you now transfer to four-year schools or enter the workforce or take time to decide what comes next. We know that SRJC has provided you with the ability to choose your options with confidence. It takes spunk, and I love that word spunk, because that's what you have. It takes spunk to achieve what you celebrate today. Never lose it. Your education and your spunk will open doors for you. Congratulations, and enjoy your special day.
Hello, Eric Thompson, Academic Senate President. It is unenviable to go last for several reasons, and a lot of my remarks have already been stated or adumbrated by our wonderful alignment of speakers. I just will leave you with a couple of thoughts. Albert Einstein had a sign over his office door that read, "Not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts." We are an institution that exists to provide public education, not for profit, a public good, and I suggest that our most important products are uncountable. Consider our mission statement. SRJC passionately cultivates learning through the creative, intellectual, physical, and emotional, aesthetic, and ethical development of our diverse community. How many of these elements in this statement cannot be counted? Although we count diversity, our numbers will only ever be superficial in meaning, since most of the ways that we're diverse as a community are invisible, and they cannot be counted. How do we count our collective passion? How do we count creativity? How do we measure our emotional and ethical development? And even if it were possible to count those things, is it desirable? Scientific attempts have been made to measure, explain, and calculate how, why, and with whom someone falls in love. But the enterprise of counting that would probably ruin the experience. Perhaps love is best uncounted. Consider one element of our mission statement, intellectual development. Intellectual development is measured not in the number of facts you know, something that can, in theory, be counted, but in an open mind, a sense of wonder, of endless curiosity, and patient perseverance in problem solving. Intellectual maturity entails intellectual humility. No one getting a certificate or a degree today knows everything about anything. Whether we're getting an associate's degree in nursing or history or a certificate in welding or baking or drone flying. The achievement we celebrate today is the barest beginning of our intellectual development. My wish for you is that you will leave here with a healthy combination of confidence and humility. Your confidence should rest in the fact that you have learned how to learn. You've acquired the skills that empower you to find the answers to questions you haven't even thought of yet. Your humility should rest in wonder and curiosity at how much there is yet to discover. I wish for you that 20 years from now, you'll look back on what you got from SRJC and you will calculate its contribution to your life, not so much in salary or awards or other benefits, but in the incalculable pleasures of intellectual maturity. Dr. Chong, I present to you the 99th graduating class of the Santa Rosa Junior College.
Oh, thank you. Good job. Thank you, Eric. Now, the time you've been waiting for. Students, would you please stand? Candidates, by the authority vested in me by the state of California, as directed by the Sonoma County Junior College District Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Associate of Arts or Associate of Science with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Would the graduates please seated? Would the graduates be seated? We're not going to make you stand forever. Reading the names of the graduates this morning are Ricardo Navarrete, Vice President of Student Services Emeritus, and Casey Graney, Director of Institutional Research. Board President Maggie Fishman and I will be presenting the diplomas this morning with the help of people on the platform party. And let's begin. Ready?
Sabrina Rose Paredes, Natural Sciences Doyle Scholar. Michael Sean Russell Gabbert, Emergency Medical Tech Paramedic. Alexis Ryan Childress, Human Services. Anne Randall Meacham, Human Services, highest honors. Miroslava Lefort, English for transfer, honors.
Maribel Santiago, Business Human Resources Administration. Elena Nicole Forsyth, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Elizabeth Faye Hutton, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Joseph Williams, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Sarah Elizabeth Slater, Medical Assisting, honors.
Jamie Marie Smith, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Marisol Gonzalez, Natural Sciences. Tina Radmina Poor, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar, honors. Corinne Victoria Kamek, Natural Sciences. Sean Michael Medoni, Art, honors.
Andrew Christopher Schroy, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Misty Willow Opal Wolf, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Michaela Marie Jacobici, Studio Arts, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Simone Rebecca Marie Myers, Psychology. Laura Lynn Loomis, Humanities, Religious Studies, highest honors.
Christopher William Teague, Administrative Office Professional. Jose Rolando Martinez, Natural Resources, Doyle Scholar. Yaneli Garcia Bermudez, Pharmacy Technician. Maitha Kiobokam, Human Resource Administration. Jasmine Afia Montgomery, Paralegal Studies.
Mabel Avila Peña, Paralegal Studies, highest honors. Joseph Allen Simmons, Fire Technology. Alba Benecia Aragon, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Isabel Murillo, Fashion Studies, honors. Yanine Rivera, Natural Sciences.
Juliana Romero, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar, High Honors. Jacqueline Ann Gao, English, Humanities. Madison Market Hoback, Psychology. Bailey Marie Wiltermood, Agricultural Business, Doyle Scholar, High Honors. Eileen Setagatnia, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar.
Kayla Michelle Swanson, Humanities, Natural Sciences. Victoria Marie Arrington, Psychology, Sociology. Veronica Aguilar, Social and Behavioral Sciences, High Honors. Eduardo Sanchez Cornejo, Healthcare Interpreter, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Casey Jason Perry, Administration of Justice, Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Mario Rosas Rico, Administration of Justice, Honors. Desiree Danielle Martin, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar, Honors. Irene Morgan, Humanities, High Honors. William McMahon Newton, Social Behavioral Sciences. Maria Cecilia Flores, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar, Honors.
Jennifer Valdivia Garcia, Paralegal Studies. Andrea Castellanos, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Janine Carpenter, Vocational Nursing, highest honors. Ashley Kathleen Weichert, Forest Parks and Rec, Watershed Management, high honors. Serena Marie Egger, Social and Behavioral Sciences, highest honors.
Audrey Nicole Brandolino, Social Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar, highest honors. Nicholas Edward Reese, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar, high honors. Joshua Vonderscher Duckett, Humanities. Jason Dionysios Bostrom, Engineering. Timothy Allen Carrington, Social Behavioral Sciences.
Matthew Moore Sundal, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Richard Lee Deniston, History, highest honors. Lindy Roger Garza, Natural Sciences. Marianne Plourde, Administrative Office Professional, honors. Patrick James Bignardi, Fire Technology.
Trevor Paul Cook, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar, high honors. Aaron Miel Dulas, Administration of Justice, Doyle Scholar. Joanna Jacqueline Pablo, Human Services, Dance. Rebecca Margarita Devore, Psychology for Transfer. Natasha Wallace, Social Behavioral Sciences.
Caitlin Sue Hobb, Psychology, Doyle Scholar. Diego Abraham Bettis, Communication Studies. Stephen James Anaya, Humanities, Doyle Scholar. Jessica Marie Brunel, Business Administration. Trevor Thompson, Psychology, high honors.
Matthew Williams, Humanities, honors. Marcus Knowles, Social Behavioral Sciences. Robert Nicholas Andriaki, Sociology. Natalie Veronique Eberly, Equine Science, Doyle Scholar, honors. Leonie Barrera, Human Resources, highest honors.
Victoria Hosley, Human Resources Administration. Kenzie Haydock, Human Resources Administration, honors. Jim Simpson, Digital Media, highest honors. Che Meng Lim, Computer Sciences, Mathematics. Adan Macias Hurtado, Political Science, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Brenda Monreal, Social Behavioral Sciences, highest honors. Joel Giovanni Castañeda, Social Behavioral Sciences. Alejandro Agustín Botello Barragán, Biology. Ivan Lopez Callado, Business Administration. Addison May Rose Anderson, Anthropology Doyle Scholar, high honors.
Jesus Alberto Figueroa, Fitness, Nutrition, and Health, honors. Carlos Jose Solórzano, Digital Media, honors. Michaela Burleson, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Kevin DiStefano Williams, Digital Media. Kayla Cotherman, Communication Studies, Humanities.
Deshaun Samuel Dartes, Administration of Justice, Doyle Scholar. Linda Lee Millerick, Social and Behavioral Sciences, highest honors. Taylor Morgan Sharkus, Business Administration for transfer. Luz E. Aguilera, Business Administration, highest honors. Maya Lee Spillman, Humanities, honors.
Diana Elizabeth Moreno Medina, Human Services Advocacy, Doyle Scholar. Madeline Ray Borghi, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Marilyn Parra, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Lori Brogdon, Child Development, highest honors. Mpilo Percival de Lamini, Natural Sciences.
Oscar Fernando Diaz Chacon, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar, high honors. Jessica Genesis Garcia, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar, honors. Leticia Medina Esparza, Communication Studies. Stephen Richard Leiter, Graphic Design. Cynthia Elizabeth Wood, Elementary Teacher Education, honors.
Erin Schneider, Psychology, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Danielle Michelle Noriega Heron, Humanities, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Alondra Gonzalez Garcia, Business Administration, honors, Doyle Scholar. Sohrab Sheibani, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Jose Alberto Molina Cervantes, Business Administration.
Nathan Reddens, Fire Technology, highest honors. Sean Brindley Conlon, Physics, Doyle Scholar, highest honors. Jessica May Braley, Culinary Arts, Doyle Scholar, honors. Erica Ann Marie Burkenis, Art, highest honors. Grace Austin Corley, Humanities, Doyle Scholar, highest honors.
Bailey Nicole Hagel, Psychology, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Tiffany Ann Miller, Pharmacy Technician, highest honors. Mike Ruiz Murillo, Business Administration. Mark Spencer Penwell, Administration of Justice. Caitlin Danielle Henris, Natural Sciences.
Pamela Jean LeBlanc, Interior Design, highest honors. Bettina Schofer, Interior Design, highest honors. Priscilla Cespedes Zarate, Psychology. Charlotte Maxwell, Mathematics, Doyle Scholar, highest honors. Diana Villagomez, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar, honors.
Yesenia Alejandra Rivas, Natural Sciences. Matthew Hunter Montoya, History, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Crystal Rose Basurto, Administration of Justice. Elijah Martin Renteria, Anthropology, highest honors. Raymond Nicholas Villegas, Business Administration.
Alan Christopher Brown, Mathematics, highest honors. Miriam P. Kirk, Social Behavioral Sciences. Maria de Lourdes Lopez, Social Behavioral Sciences. Juanita Hernandez Aldana, Art. Yvette Ramirez Jarquin, Community Health Worker.
Kelsey Yahida Quiroz Correa, Business Administration. Benjamin Wayland Conrad, Machine Tool Technology, high honors. Nicholas Alexander Davis, Mathematics, high honors. Michael Francis Haston, Psychology, Doyle Scholar. Jacob Thomas Lockler, Natural Sciences, honors, Doyle Scholar.
Jim Duangta, Social Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Adan Arnulfo Arango Lopez, Automotive Technology. Brianna Lee Toney, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Janie Nicole Arvig, Administration of Justice. Dina Marie Timmons, Social Behavioral Sciences, high honors.
Briar Rose Weston, Floral Design. Ellen K. Hickman, Humanities, Spanish, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Thomas Gosnell, Music, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Kwame Pierre, Natural Sciences. Devin John Becker, Natural Sciences, highest honors, Doyle Scholar.
Aurora Naomi Basiri, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar, highest honors. Kylie Ken Mina Grindle, Administration of Justice, Doyle Scholar, highest honors. Caitlin Jean Richards, Psychology, Doyle Scholar, highest honors. Stephen Patrick Myers, Political Science. Rebecca Gabriela Rios, English.
Cindy Morgan, Dietetic Technician. Jocelyn Eunice Ayon, Dietetic Technician. Marisela Jauregue Casillas, Dietetic Technician. Alexandra Nicole Warner, Psychology, high honors. Carla Yuridia de la Cruz Azuara, Anthropology, Social and Behavioral Sciences, honors, Doyle Scholar.
Nicholas Connor Tribble, Engineering, Doyle Scholar, highest honors. Joseph Robert Crowley, Physics, highest honors. Trenton Michael Peterson, Business Administration. Austin Chandler Hotchkiss, Culinary Arts, Doyle Scholar. Matthew Michael Whitick, Business Administration.
Celine Gossage, Journalism, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Ilana Myra Kimmelman, Digital Media. Martha Gallardo Peña, Child Development. Rosalba Melendez, Child Development. Gianna Michelle Pendleton, Business Administration.
Kaylin Grace Callison, Administration of Justice. Alexandra Renee Ross, Natural Sciences. Camille Elizabeth Palladino Pans, Social Justice Studies. Eileen Mary Riley, Machine Tool Technology, High Honors. Charlene J. Kent, Sustainable Agriculture.
Cheryl Ann Raul, Wine Studies, Honors. Isabel Angelica Carrillo, Communication Studies. Samantha Jean Sharp, Natural Sciences, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Jillian Hunt Reed, English, Doyle Scholar. Isamar Alamilla Ochoa, Psychology, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Heather Jean Shulkin, English. Nora Jodine Mayen, Business Administration. Catherine Marie Allen, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar, High Honors. Danielle McDonough Magali, Social Behavioral Sciences, Highest Honors. Misty D. Jackson, Social Behavioral Sciences, Highest Honors.
Thomas Madrigal, Psychology. Lauren Gamble, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Beth Van Hoeklem, Natural Sciences, Highest Honors. Jordan Rebecca Finucci, Wine Studies, Doyle Scholar. John Donham, Dance.
Alexandria Sims, Communication Studies. Brandon Martin Lombardo, Dance, Doyle Scholar. Maria Yulisa Soto, Social Behavioral Sciences. Jose Alfredo Jimenez, Business Administration. Philip W. Nelson, Social Behavioral Sciences.
Jenna Vidal Marie Nib, Natural Sciences, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Lola Catherine Colasso, History, High Honors. Catherine Voskeil, Human Services, Alcohol and Drug. Rashida Antoinette Thomas, Human Services Advocacy, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Emma Lee Smith, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Majdi Al-Kuf, Social Behavioral Sciences. Raymond Lee, Automotive Technology. Kayla Marie Diaz, Human Services, Doyle Scholar, High Honors. Woo! Amanda Carlene Smith, Equine Science, Doyle Scholar, High Honors. Sophia Veronica Ray, Anthropology, Highest Honors.
Scott James Gardia, Political Science, High Honors. Ursula Rose von Ritter, Communication Studies, High Honors. Woo! Luisa Rangel, Sociology. Ernestina Maria Gaitan, Psychology. Claudia Martinez, English, Highest Honors.
Maria Guadalupe Hernandez Paredes, Child Development. Sandra Hernandez Madrigal, Child Development, Doyle Scholar, Honors. Catherine Ramirez, Journalism, graduated with highest honors. Ashley Jean Stripe, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Casey Eric Hughes, Economics.
Dennis Edward Meany Jr., Business Administration. Maria Isela Calderon, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Cesar Gagan Esquieres III, Business Administration. Danielle Christine Frazzi, Animal Science, Doyle Scholar. Marisa Pataki, Communication Studies for transfer.
Kyle Joseph Fryermuth, Psychology, Honors. Nicole Lynn Humber, Social Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Tracy De Aro Martinez, Social Behavioral Sciences. Carmen Blanco, Sustainable Agriculture, highest honors. Cal Jefferson Mack, Natural Sciences.
Natasha Renee Mills, Natural Sciences. Rocio de Pilar Irma Watton, Social and Behavioral Sciences, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Heidi Maybelline Garso, Pre-Allied Health. Brielle Charity Keating, Pre-Allied Health, highest honors. Eric Elia Gonzalez Olivares, Computer Science, Doyle Scholar.
Tanya Sarai Careno, Sociology, high honors. Melissa Elizabeth Careno, Social Behavioral Sciences. Tiago Andre Betancourt, Business Administration with honors. Emily Francis Cristani, Anthropology, Doyle Scholar, highest honors. Shayna Emiko Dowell, Athletic Training, Natural Sciences, high honors. Monica Marcella Ray, Pre-Allied Health, Doyle Scholar, honors.
Heriberto Le Garcia, Business Administration, highest honors. Christina Alvarez, Natural Sciences. Veronica Aline Thompson, Business Administration. Cristian Hernandez, Digital Media Audio. Lauren Elizabeth Frank, Humanities, highest honors.
Carrie Lynn Holmberg, Social Behavioral Sciences, high honors. Matthew Salvatore De Luca, Social Behavioral Sciences with honors. Deirdre Laurel Wood, Social Behavioral Sciences with honors. Amanda Cristina Gomez Hernandez, Human Services, high honors. Carol Leanne Snell, Social Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar, high honors.
Miriam Ambris Quintana, Humanities. Delia Angelica Nuno, Natural Sciences. Olivia Vanderboon, Natural Sciences, honors. Eunice Solis Corilla, Natural Sciences, honors. Summer Elaine Saldivar, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Enrique Jesus Acosta, Psychology. Stephen Joseph Kingsbury, Engineering, highest honors. Daniel Andres Latorre, Social Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Madison R. Ambrosini, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar, highest honors. Colton William Charles Wilson, Anthropology, highest honors.
Griffin Samuel Tatum, Theater Arts, high honors. Joelle Marie Silva, Theater Arts. Shakira Wilson, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Tomás Ignacio Tapia Catalán, Viticulture, highest honors. Brevin Lyle Sibley, Fire Technology.
Helen Mejia Perez, Environmental Studies. Stephanie Irene Rowe, Art, Doyle Scholar, highest honors. Claudia Barahona, Administration of Justice. Megan Rose Bray, Interior Design with high honors. Ulises Alejandro Olvera, Business Administration with honors.
Leah May Lozano, Art History. Jayla Leah Brady, Natural Sciences, honors. Thomas Yibra Tesfa, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Joseph Thomas Owen III, Communication Studies. Eric Benjamin Fisher, Computer Science, highest honors, Doyle Scholar.
Cesar Carrillo Blanco, Civil Engineering. Jared Bradley Taylor, Kinesiology, Doyle Scholar, high honors. Shanae Leanne Thibault, Art History. Ariana Gabrielle Fernandez, Social Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar with honors. Ashley Lane Hadley, Natural Sciences, highest honors.
Jenna Michelle Kraus, Social and Behavioral Sciences, highest honors. Julia Megan O'Keefe, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Luis Velasquez, Administration of Justice. Aaron Matthew Alexander Gallagher, Social and Behavioral Sciences, honors. Andres Gonzalez, Digital Media.
David Michael Baldini II, Digital Media. Yoshiro Otani, Business Administration. Sonoko Mimura, Business Administration with high honors. Kan Mak Dan Tran, Communication Studies with honors. Brooke Marie Babcock, Culinary Arts, highest honors.
Olivia Loda, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Darren J. Brown, Computer Science. Michael J. Septimo, Communication Studies, Doyle Scholar. Richard Jesse Flores, Economics. Patricia Joanne Chaddock, Fashion Studies, honors.
Alva Castro, Natural Sciences. Jillian Spurgeon, Natural Behavioral Sciences. Grace E. Shannon, Social Behavioral Sciences. Jose Guadalupe Avila, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar, honors. Jack Dylan Walsh, History.
Ngajiri Junior Dariasuba, Computer Science, highest honors. Kojali Malan Philippe, Business Administration, highest honors. Michael Edward Leonard, Computer Science, highest honors. Tiffany Rose Karwaski, Business Administration, Global Studies. Guadalupe Parra, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar.
Lin Nok Tru Lam, Business Administration, honors. Rosemarie Santos, Natural Sciences, honors. Carla Menjivar No, Social Behavioral Sciences. Haley Irene Brock, Administration of Justice, Doyle Scholar with honors. Intong Lu, Sociology with high honors.
Ruta Mahari Burhain, Nursing, high honors. Kenya Elaine Wheeler Esquivel, Psychology, honors. Guadalupe Leticia Contreras Barrera, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Daniel Rodriguez Contreras, Nursing. David Anthony Alvarez, nursing.
Mina Sherpa Chi, nursing. Ashley Renee Mossberg, natural sciences, highest honors. Si Ying Da, chemistry with honors. Connor Everett Dabney, digital media. Brittany Robin Lord, culinary arts with highest honors.
Megan Meal, social and behavioral sciences. Sabrina Maria Rawson, history. Casey Parker Wilbur, chemistry, Doyle Scholar. Emily Marie Scott, natural sciences, high honors. Kimberly Dawn Phipps, business administration, high honors, Doyle Scholar.
Adam Joseph Bates, social behavioral sciences, Doyle Scholar. Emma Celine Diener, natural sciences, honors. Jesse Alex Chavez, psychology, Doyle Scholar. Makina Marie Brown, humanities. John Lewis Morton, natural sciences.
Brian Joseph Burke, sustainable agriculture. Morgan Elise Bujica, viticulture. Jonathan Jason Boylan, viticulture. Derek Logan Dale, viticulture, honors. Darcy Lynn Farrell, fashion studies, high honors.
Michelle Marie Turner, vocational nursing. Andrew Bailey Ullman, digital media, high honors. Jet Alec Williams, journalism, Doyle Scholar. Raina Marie Underwood Mironoff, communications studies, journalism, Doyle Scholar, honors. Megan Juliana Buckman, journalism, Doyle Scholar.
Chelsea May Wood, journalism. Sophia Lynn Bettis, social and behavioral sciences. Kishan Martwan Walker, business administration. Michelle Fabiola Lawson, political science, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Ashira Gianna Witt, environmental studies, highest honors.
Shaylin Coberly Sat, political science, Doyle Scholar, highest honors. Corey Christine Alexandra Tugel, natural sciences, highest honors. Alexandra Claudia Andrade, psychology, highest honors. Jenica Rianne Gibson, psychology, Doyle Scholar. Gabriela Celeste Grijalva, communication studies.
Wendy Aida Aroche Manzano, humanities, Doyle Scholar. Stephanie Louise Humphrey, biology, Doyle Scholar. Suzanne Danette Ponick, fitness, high honors. Darren Arthur Davis, administration of justice. Jackson C. Bernard, English, honors, Doyle Scholar.
Brian James Kaufman, chemistry, honors. Montserrat Guadalupe Salas, sociology, Doyle Scholar, honors. Christina Kitchen, natural sciences, highest honors. Kevin E. Benelli, mathematics, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Joshua D. Wright, economics, Doyle Scholar, honors.
Kelsey Rose Biscotti, Natural Sciences, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Caitlin Cherie Weatherly, Fitness, Nutrition, and Health, High Honors. Lisa Mae Sue Downs, Business Administration, Honors. Karen Ruth Iverson, Fashion Studies. Hannah Faith Iverson, English, High Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Demi Jean Moore, Psychology. Gino William Davenport, Natural Sciences, High Honors. Vanessa Vera, Natural Sciences, High Honors. Taylor Dardis, Natural Sciences. Kyle Joseph Lishka, Digital Media.
Danielle Colleen DeGiulio, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Administration of Justice. Ashley Lynn Hutchinson, Social and Behavioral Sciences, High Honors. Emma Kathleen Mazamudo, Sociology, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Jose Manuel Aragon Rodriguez, Sustainable Agriculture. Brett Edward Hardesty, Agricultural Business Management, High Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Jacob Nicholas Piotrowski, Natural Sciences, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Oliver Ruiz Arango, Administration of Justice. Iris L. Villa, Natural Sciences. Isabella Claire Harmon, Anthropology, Doyle Scholar. Travis Carter Lyon, Digital Media.
Amelia C. Arellano, Digital Media. Thomas Arthur Anderson, Business Administration, Honors. Victoria Isabel Hayward, Humanities, Honors. Stephanie Borjon Coates, History, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Stephanie Elizabeth Gomez, History, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Jorge N. Magana, Business Administration. Morgan Bush Bray, Social Behavioral Sciences, Honors. Carlos Alfonso Gutierrez, Sociology. Kent Gerald Aquino, Digital Media, Doyle Scholar, Highest Honors. Carla G. Izurieta, Business Human Resource, Honors.
Jessica Godoy Barragan, Communication Studies, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Ana Rosa Oseguera Galvan, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Maria Luisa Ramirez Ramirez, Child Development. Ceci Godoy Barragan, Psychology, Doyle Scholar. Ariana Hurtado, Natural Sciences.
Marisela Yaraime Garcia Millan, Psychology. Eduardo Manuel Olvera, Engineering. Miguel Angel Garcia, Kinesiology, High Honors. Jose Cristian Flores Flores, Kinesiology, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Kenny Zaldana, Kinesiology, High Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Dominic James Laird, Kinesiology, Honors. Dylan Burke Renaldeni, Kinesiology, Honors. Emily Ann O'Brien, Natural Sciences, Honors. Katie Lee Williams, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Carrie Yunling Yang, Biology, Highest Honors.
Michelle Emily Beth McCorkle, Biology, High Honors. Lauren Morse, Biology, High Honors Doyle Scholar. Rihanna Destiny Garnsey, Dental Hygiene Doyle Scholar, High Honors. Michael Paul Furley, Business Administration, Honors. Lucelina Estrella Garcia Navarrete, Psychology, my granddaughter.
Alexandra Quinn LaLauren, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Athena Marisa Kostick, Human Services, high honors, Doyle Scholar. McKenna Matilda McCarka, Administrative Office Professional, highest honors. Emily Ann Boris, Social and Behavioral Sciences, high honors. Candace Ray Babonis, Natural Sciences.
Dawn Marie Cronin, Administration Office Professional, Doyle Scholar, Honors. Carmen Emily Hernandez, Social Behavioral Sciences, High Honors. Iris Abrams, Art with Honors. Amanda Marie Lund, Psychology. Sutter Elias Laird, Computer Science, Doyle Scholar, highest honors.
Richard Jonathan Dunn, Biology, Doyle Scholar. Matthias Ofilena Ohia, Natural Sciences. Marie Genevieve Young, Natural Sciences, high honors. Emilio Andrew Garcia, History, honors, Doyle Scholar. Evelyn Cristal Lopez Contreras, Business Administration, high honors.
Kendra Gonzalez Bañuelos, Communication Studies. Diane Gabrielle Downey, Business Administration with honors. Marwell Talufer, Kinesiology. Katie Elizabeth Douglas, Social Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar, high honors. Lisette Rico Caballero, Business Administration, high honors, Doyle Scholar.
Liam Hope, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Chad Reese Carvalho, Psychology, Sociology. Nathaniel Lewis Carrion, Digital Media. Kevin James Tusher, History, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Vanessa E. Williams, Chemistry, Engineering, Mathematics, Natural Sciences, Physics, highest honors.
Dylan Trey Gallagher, Engineering, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Ellen Verita Cox, Engineering, Mathematics, honors. David Quesada Estrada, Chemistry. Melissa Bilrongo, Computer Science, high honors. Amsi Lisbeth Aspetia, Social Behavioral Sciences.
Sheila Guadalupe Conrado, Psychology, highest honors. Sunny Adams, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Darlene Rocio Ramirez Lopez, Administrative Office Professional. Rebecca Sue Brown Diener, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Ethan James Herndon, Communication Studies.
Abigail Green, Digital Media, Doyle Scholar, highest honors. Dustin Thomas Engel, Digital Media, Doyle Scholar, honors. Madeline V. Mandujano, Digital Media, Doyle Scholar. Jarrett P. Newman, Digital Media. Whitney Janelle Ruth Bowers, Administration of Justice, Doyle Scholar, highest honors.
Austin Elaine Rebish, Art. Ixcual Garcia, Automotive Technology. Christopher Brian Kirkendall, Fire Technology. Desiree Renee Pelton, Art. Lily Helena Harmon, Natural Sciences, Highest Honors Doyle Scholar.
Emily Grace McClelland, Art, Doyle Scholar, Highest Honors. Elliot Michael Lane, Digital Media, Doyle Scholar. Yaneli Benitez, English, Honors. Kathleen Mary Lawrence Tabor, English, Doyle Scholar with Honors. Sarah Elizabeth Hawkins, English with Honors.
Adam Alton Myers, English, Doyle Scholar. Hannah Lynn Cadigan Carranza, English, Highest Honors. Julia Erin Kennedy, English, Honors. Annika Jean Erickson, Natural Sciences, High Honors. Elisa Jane Carol Erickson, Natural Sciences, Honors.
Brian Patrick Ward, Administration of Justice, Doyle Scholar, Honors. Alexander Lawrence March, Business Administration, Highest Honors. Ian Wesley Butts, Digital Media, Honors. Diane Randall Harrison, History, Doyle Scholar with Honors. Patricia Marie Noon, Natural Sciences.
Tanya Elizabeth Lozano, Natural Sciences, Highest Honors. Citlali Muñoz Fernandez, Sociology. Beatriz Chimal, Biology. Nicole Dion McAdams, Business Administration, Honors. New Andy, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Margarita Mejia Portillo, Social Behavioral Sciences. Andrea Alejandra Serrano, Philosophy, Doyle Scholar. Pamela Ochoa, Natural Sciences. Mobina Shakiri Niasar, Natural Sciences. Carmen Mercado Trujillo, Sociology, Doyle Scholar.
Lucy Valdez, Sociology. Diana Marie Medina, Journalism. Shanti Joy Mason, Natural Sciences, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Ashley Ann Lagro, Business Administration, High Honors. Isabel Maria Hernandez, Natural Sciences.
Jesus Miguel Curiel, Administration of Justice. Rashidat Abiola Acoyon, Natural Sciences. Erica Lopez Mata, Natural Sciences with Honors. Karen Iriana Osiuera, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar with Honors. Eric Jonathan de la Torre Marquez, Surveying Technology, Doyle Scholar.
Mariel Montúfar Guzman, Administration of Justice. Carolina R. Vasquez, Healthcare Interpreter, Honors. Everardo Flores Olivera, Automotive Technology, Social and Behavioral Sciences. David Ricardo Arrianza, Anthropology, Highest Honors. Elizabeth Cristina Mesa Garcia, Psychology, Doyle Scholar.
Ashley R. Bigoni, Humanities, Highest Honors. Isai Job Aguilar, Business Administration. Jeff Elias Bukic Chirinos, Business Administration. Patricia Marie Candido Asakura, Culinary Arts with high honors. Dory Ann Elder, Humanities highest honors.
Mayra Ichul Cuevas Figueroa, Spanish. Tatiana Valerian Chestoen, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Stephen A. Copeland, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Yasmin Yoshoda Chappell, Natural Sciences, high honors. Wyatt Graham Belden, Fire Technology, highest honors, Doyle Scholar.
Tara Corrales, Social Behavioral Sciences. Renee M. Enriquez, Latin American Studies. Alan Varela Garcia, Engineering with honors. Michael Segay Eduardo, Civil Engineering, highest honors. Adam Blake Ferdinandson, Surveying Technology, Doyle Scholar, high honors.
Erica Jovan Alexander, Administration of Justice, Doyle Scholar. Sheila Nunez, Child Development. Juliana Alma Zacchetti, Early Childhood Education, honors. Tom Rivas, Digital Media Filmmaking. Jessica Denise Suniga, Business Administration.
Jessica Amy Zambrano, Natural Sciences. Miguelina Mendez, Social Behavioral Sciences, honors. Ellen Janira Velasquez Muralles, Natural Sciences. Luis Lopez Ortiz, Social Behavioral Sciences, honors, Doyle Scholar. Aaron Solorio, Social Behavioral Sciences, honors.
Kevin E. Rojas de Leon, Social and Behavioral Sciences, highest honors. Jennifer Jocelyn Diaz Gramajo, Business Administration, Spanish, honors, Doyle Scholar. Ricardo Garcia Ayala, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Adriana Correa, Natural Sciences, honors, Doyle Scholar. Colin Michael Hargrove, Nursing, honors.
Randy Yuel Ortiz Mendez, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Rafael Escarega, Business Administration. Jacqueline Aparicio, Social Behavioral Sciences. Janelle Sidney Carranza, Social Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar, high honors. Alejandro Gomez Esquivias, Administration of Justice, Doyle Scholar.
Suli Daniela Acuna, Business Administration, honors, Doyle Scholar. Jessica Anastasia Namod, Business Administration, honors. Melissa Gomez Esquivias, Sociology, honors, Doyle Scholar. David Oscar Covarrubias, Art, high honors. Martha Avila, Business Administration.
Danielle Elise Pedro Kennedy, Medical Assistant, honors, Doyle Scholar. Julia Olina Fry, Social Behavioral Sciences, highest honors. Leslie J. Conchola, Communication Studies. Maggie Contreras, Humanities. Sean Adams, Social Behavioral Sciences, high honors.
Elizabeth Nicole Agnano, Natural Sciences, high honors. Alexia Carrillo Villalobos, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Orlando Ruiz Salinas, Social and Behavioral Sciences, high honors. Nicholas Allen Ripes, mathematics. Kayako Ishii, digital media filmmaking, highest honors.
Samarit Tiki Sebrezi, Administration of Justice. Risti Afeworki Ogwat, Social Behavioral Sciences. Maria Fernanda Cedeño, Dance, High Honors. Noemi Sanchez Ortega, Biology. Tabitha Nandutu, Pre-Allied Health.
Linda Teresa Job, Human Services, highest honors. Erica Garcia, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Henry De Leon Signor, Natural Science. Stanley Tyrone Bragg Jr., Human Services. Angela J. Matson, Human Services, Doyle Scholar. This concludes the announcement of the graduates of the class of 2018.
Would the graduates please stand? Okay. I'm gonna wait for some of the stragglers to get back. All right. Graduates, it's traditional to change the task on your mortarboard from the right side to the left side, thus formally signifying graduation. You may now do so now. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the class of 2018. I would now like to request that members of the audience clear the walkways and remain in place for the platform party to lead the faculty and graduates in the traditional processional. Thank you all for joining the 99th annual graduation ceremony. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, staff, we wish the graduates much future success. And again, thanks to their families and friends for all their support. Thank you.
So I hope someone's leaving.
come and move that in my direction. So thankful for that, it's such a blessing, yeah. Turn every situation into heaven, yeah. Oh, you are my sunrise on the darkest day. Got me feeling some kind of way. Make me wanna savor every moment slowly, slowly. You fit me, tailor-made, love how you put it on. Got the only key, know how to turn it on. The way you nibble on my ear, the only words I wanna hear. Baby, take it slow so we can last long.
Tú eres el imán y yo soy el metal. Me voy acercando y voy armando el plan. Solo con pensarlo se acelera el pulso.
Oh yeah, ya me está gustando más de lo normal. Todos mis sentidos van pidiendo más. Esto hay que tomarlo sin ningún apuro. Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito, quiero desnudarte a besos despacito. Firmo en las paredes de tu laberinto y hacer de tu cuerpo todo un manuscrito.
Quiero ver bailar tu pelo, quiero ser tu ritmo. Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Déjame sobrepasar tus zonas de peligro, hasta provocar tus gritos y que olvides tu apellido.
Si te pido un beso, ven dámelo. Yo sé que estás pensándolo, llevo tiempo intentándolo. Mami, estoy dando y dándolo. Sabes que tu corazón conmigo te hace bam bam. Sabes que esa beba está buscando de mi bam bam. Me pruebas de mi boca para ver cómo te sabe. Quiero ver cuánto amor a ti te cabe. Yo no tengo prisa, yo me quiero dar el viaje. Empezamos lento, después salvaje. Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito. Nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Cuando tú me besas con esa destreza, veo que eres malicia con delicadeza. Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito. Nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Y es que esa belleza es un rompecabezas, pero para montarlo aquí tengo la pieza, oye. Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito, quiero desnudarte a besos despacito. Firmo en las paredes de tu laberinto y hacer de tu cuerpo todo un manuscrito.
Quiero ver bailar tu pelo, quiero ser tu ritmo. Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Déjame sobrepasar tus zonas de peligro, hasta provocar tus gritos y que olvides tu apellido. Despacito, this is how we do it down in Puerto Rico. I just wanna hear you screaming, ay bendito. I can go forever cuando esté contigo.
Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito. Nos vamos pegando poquito a
Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos.
Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito. Nos vamos pegando poquito a
Hasta
poquito.
provocar tus gritos y que olvides tu apellido.
Despacito. I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high.